Golden State, they played 3 terrible basketball games.
Oh, yeah.
And they're up 3-1 in this series in the absence of Ja Morant. So Ja is doubtful to return in the postseason, which is, it's sad for Memphis. But is there any chance that Memphis can push this series to a Game 7 to have a chance to close this thing out at home?
Absolutely not. And I know a lot of the Memphis fans are going to say, yeah, because, the Warriors, and let's all agree for a second, okay? The Warriors aren't playing great. They're outside of the 30-point victory on Saturday, 142-112. Jesus Christ, that got out of hand so fast at the end of the game. Garbage time or whatever, right? They, in that game, shot over 60% as a team. They, in that game, for the first time in the series, shot over 50% from downtown, because outside of that, Memphis, ironically, Ja Morant was the best player. He was outplaying Steph. He was outplaying Klay. He was really, Jordan Poole felt like kind of the only one that was hanging with Ja Morant at that time. Memphis was schooling them in shooting percentages. Warriors were shooting 27.6 from downtown, and it really hasn't changed much outside of that 30-point win. But ironically, they are up 3-1. You look at the fact that Golden State is shooting 72% from the free throw line. That is not very advantageous for a team that we obviously know lives and dies off the jump shot. Now, while Memphis is shooting 85%, and you talk about the fact that this is a huge statement against a team who really reshaped the league, obviously, for shooting the basketball. Steph and Klay, for most of the series, have shot below 40% overall and no more than 25% from downtown. Klay was 0 for 7 in the last game, and they won. They hit virtually no threes. I think they were 0 for 15? Ended the game 2 for 26 on threes. It was horrible. And this is a second-seeded Memphis team who is extremely young. Again, they're down 3-1 without Ja Morant. That's great. But don't tell me Ja wasn't the best player in this series. He clearly was. Even if he has no one else around him, he was the best player in this series. And without him, that's obviously very changing for Golden State. But no, they don't come back and win this game. No, this series.
Even him being the best player in the series wasn't actually making wins. I mean, when they did pull out that Game 2 win, I really felt like that was like the equivalent of the Game 1 of the 2001 NBA Finals when Allen Iverson went off on the Lakers.
Back.
I mean, he dropped 49 points in the OT win. Then they switched and put Kobe on him, and that didn't happen anymore for the rest of the series.
Right.
I mean, it was kind of something like that, where it's like, okay, we know Ja can get it, but you're not going to have 4 games in a series against this team where you play like that. And even with that having happened, you won by 5 points in a game where Golden State played bad. They shot terrible.
Yep.
You see in Game 3 when Golden State actually showed up and their shooters were shooting,
Yep.
It was a 30-point massacre.
Yep.
So, I mean, in any given, they're up 3-1. You got to win 3 games. You telling me you don't think that one of these games Golden State is going to actually show up and their jump shots be on again.
Right.
It's going to be another massacre, and they're going to send Memphis home. Memphis is a very good basketball team, but Golden State is showing us something that up until this season, we actually didn't know that they actually were capable of. They could win games not living and dying by the 3. They're actually winning games in the paint.
Right.
They're getting layups. They're coming with the small lineup.
Right.
They're playing tough defense.
Yep.
And their role players are stepping up because the injuries to Steph and Klay a couple of seasons ago afforded them the opportunity to get very good draft picks. We're now seeing the Andrew Wiggins that we thought he would be when he came into the league. So everything is coming together for Golden State, even with them not shooting the ball well. And that's actually scary for the rest of the NBA. It's like they can beat you now even when they're not hitting threes. There's not a whole lot you can do to stop that, because you still have to be worried about it because you think that they're going to be on. So, I mean, it's a scary look. And just like you said that the Boston Celtics were the best team in the NBA, I'm going to counter that to say I think the Golden State Warriors are the best team in the NBA by virtue of being they can knock off teams and not even be playing at their best. Like, it takes everything Boston has in their power to get these wins.
Yeah.
Golden State is cruising.
Jose, what's happening, man? Jamila, Graham, what's going on? And I know we got the Kobe break, but here's what scares me about Golden State. And anybody can call in, comment, correct me if I'm wrong. They haven't shown me any conviction in this series yet. Again, shooting bad. They're up 3-1. But outside of, obviously, Curry, Thompson, Poole, and, sometimes Wiggins, they're not getting a Kevon Looney. They're not getting a Draymond Green. And I think that's where it becomes an issue. We still got a couple more rounds to go, obviously. We still got the NBA Finals to get here, the Conference Finals to get through, but I just don't feel any conviction from Golden State. But let's not miss the Kobe break that said James Harden will not win a title in 3, 2, 1. Kobe! RIP to the Black Mamba. Great NBA playoffs unfolding in front of us. I mean, wow. I wasn't sure how I felt at first, but it's going well. If we see Boston and Golden State in the finals, fees, we'll have a hell of a time on the show.